Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my quiet, lovely, beautiful, peaceful, affordable, comfortable golfing and, well, cloudy today retirement community, affectionately known as
Del Boca Vista.
Thank you, Frank. This is the new and reset independent nonprofit, non-monetized, self-funded, non-aligned, informative, semi-entertaining live Docs Report. Docs Report encompasses citizen journalism with commentary, opinion on topics that interest me or have interested you and you contacted me. And I am a student of truth and self-discovery that has improved my daily living and will continue to do so. The Docs Report can be found on YouTube, Twitter X, and Rumble. Docs Report at fastmail.com. Thank you for liking, viewing, subscribing, following, and live commenting. Above all, I encourage you all to keep spiritually centered, and there will be a link in today's show description. Canada's eulogy. The Canada we loved is gone. I got a quote from somebody who was talking over there, so you can go listen to the entire YouTube presentation of that. And we got 6 people watching. It's pretty good. Now, just to let you know, Watch Nicholas is on. You got Mike the Snake on over there. This is your big chance. Get over there and listen to Mike the Snake talk about just about anything. And he's an expert on just about everything, so Watch Nicholas is now airing. And let's see, comments I put in here. GD, if you're going to say it right. Leadership, discipline, diligence, integrity, civility. And today, we're going to be discussing brandy, central bank digital currency. There's talk of a Dirk lookalike. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. I guess so. He doesn't look that bad, but he's got the haircut. He's got the haircut. Villages Healthcare. No, there's no comma. Should be. There's the Villages Healthcare Services LLC, Chapter 11. And somebody made the comment yesterday's stream and said it was breaking news to Chapter 11. And, of course, whatever you want to talk about today. But I don't know why he sent that to me. But so let's see. Today, well, happy July 4th. Aren't you glad you don't live in Canada? 4th of July, everything's closed down here. The banks are closed. However, Wawa is open. So I ran my numbers today. Unbelievable. Just fantastic. I'm going to die with money. There's no way around it. I'm not going to spend it all. There's no way. Because I know spending and happiness, they're separated. Yes, you need some money to pay the bills, and so you don't worry. That's true. But for happiness, no. Every time, and I start thinking, well, why don't you get a new car, Lex? And it's like, well, what am I going to get? I don't want the big, heavy luxury car. I want the utility car, 4 doors, sports sedan. Well, I always come back to the WRX. And now, I would like maybe an automatic, but am I going to pay for a new car just to get an automatic when I can still shift? I still manage to sip on my coffee coming home with a manual 6-speed. So I hit Wawa. Well, first I ran the numbers. And, it's just unbelievable. Doing well. Let's see, when did I last run? End of April, I last run the numbers. I was in I was in EDM today, comfortably. EDMM. So there you go. And what else are we going to, we're going to be talking, what do I do first here? No comments. So I had to use my rewards up at Wawa. So I thought 350 points I can get a coffee. Since it's on them, I just will get a 20-ouncer. So that's what I did. It was great. But I feel heavy from yesterday because I drank the brandy. I celebrated that it was July 4th. I celebrated early, and I didn't have to go to the fitness center. I'm not going on the 4th. I was just so tired. I didn't want to do sit-ups, and I barely made it through Thursday's workout. So I went up to Wawa today, used my my reward points, got a 20-ouncer, hit Walmart because I got to get some milk to eat my fantastic Wholesale Club chocolate chip cookies. But I still feel heavy. I picked up a couple, like egg sandwiches, biscuits with sausage, and then I had one small cookie, not the gourmet one. And I feel stuffed, so I'm not going to eat. And the best way I know how to get it through me is push the water, which I'm going to be doing, which I have been doing. And I got White right beside me. And then I thought, well, I'm going to stream. And I guess if certain channels, those people, certain channels, if they're going to stream all day long, I can't wait for that. I don't know when they're going to stop. They usually don't stop. They can take it right up to 7 o'clock. So you know what? I from going forward, I'm just not going to look. I'm still seeing things with the Wi-Fi, and it's like I'm not using Wi-Fi on StreamYard. I don't know what StreamYard is doing. It says connection is fairly good. Well, I'm running Ethernet, and I have a 40 upload and like a gigabyte download. And then it recommends if you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging it into your router. I've done that. We'll move closer to it. No, I'm not. I've plugged in, so I don't know. I'll have to play it back and see if there are any gaps in it. And did I watch any television? Well, Apple TV. I watched a little. I did want to see what's Curly's show? The Franchise. Because yesterday I watched my show back just to see the sound levels and everything. And I went over to the Franchise that was 39 minutes into it, to their first stream of that evening. And who was it? It was Curly and Babbling Baba. They were going at each other. And I thought, well, this is interesting. So I had to back it up to see what the beef was about. And apparently they're working together, and I guess they had worked out some details, and Baba had to make a decision, and I guess Curly didn't like it, and they got into it, and then I got up to speed, and then he says, then he just said, I'm ending the show, which disappointed Baba. Okay. That'll happen. If you're working with anybody, that'll happen. It's too bad you have to do it on air, but the show is going. It's live, and you have to continue or play a clip and hammer each other during the clip, whatever. But that's the reason I like a solo act. I don't get interrupted. I don't have to please anybody or conform. I'm producer, the talent, and the editor, the whole thing. So then I go back later, and now they're back together, and they're doing a second stream. Oh, well, this is good. They worked it out. So I'll check it out in the morning. I get up in the morning, there's nothing. There's no stream. The first one I can see why you take it down, but the second one, I guess something happened. I don't know what happened. What else? There's something else to stream. Mortimer, he did a stream last night. I tried to watch some of that, but I couldn't get through all of it. So anyway, today, let's get started. Let's go. You want to get the politics out of the way? It's just a short clip. Let's do that. It's going to be a long day. If I don't get comments, it's going to be a golf course and music, and I don't say anything. But yet it gets more views than when I talk. So maybe I should even talk. So let's see, Mark Carney. What was my info for that? Okay. There's a gentleman, a Canadian podcaster by the name of David Creighton, and he was on a YouTube channel, which I put on the description. There's a link there, but it's David Creighton, Krayden, and he's had something very interesting to say about Mark Carney. Mark, where are you? Prime Minister Carney, here he is. And let's listen to David Creighton.
Well, Canadians are not excited about Mark Carney spending any amount of money right now because he's already run through $500 billion in unaccountable money because he hasn't introduced a budget and refuses to do so until sometime next year. Canada hasn't had a budget since last spring, 2024. So he's spending money at a faster rate than Justin Trudeau without parliamentary authorization. He's essentially ruling by decree. And this is exactly what I warned people about 3 weeks ago. I said, you're going to get a Mark Carney who's going to run the country in the back room. He's going to run the country like the WEF. He's going to run the country like a globalist. And before I get to defense spending, he's got a bill before Parliament right now that is supposed to be cutting immigration and boosting security spending as of the border. However, if you read the fine print, Clayton and Natalie, if you get to the bottom of the bill, there's also a little clause in there about Canadians no longer being able to own more than $10,000 in cash. This is the first step towards a digital currency. How is he justifying it? Well, that's going to prevent organized crime from laundering money. So this is dangerous stuff.
Now, I heard that. I picked up on that for the first time. He's saying own cash. You cannot own cash. It doesn't say carry cash. Doesn't mean you can have cash in the bank. I guess that means also you can't even have it in the bank or institutions. Thank God we got leadership in America, and I'm sure President Trump has something to say on this. Mr. President.
And this I do for Vivek, because he's very big into it. I happen to agree with him, but he said, could you mention this? I will never. He said, I love Vivek. I love him too now. I didn't love him when he was running, but I like him now. It's amazing the way you can like somebody when you win, right? But Vivek is great. He's really great. But he wanted this, and I'll give him full credit for it. It's very important, actually. I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank God we got leadership down here. All right, the politics is out of the way. But I played that clip from David Creighton, and he said, own money. Well, you can own money in the bank, but the max is 10. It's a digital currency, I guess he's talking about. Can he implement that without the parliament being set up? I don't know. Oh, thank you. And we got a comment. Pasta says, let me on a few minutes. That could be dangerous. What do you want to talk about, Pasta? I don't mind doing that because I only got a couple topics. It depends. If you're going after somebody, I don't want you on. If you want to make a point calmly and civilly, I don't have a problem. But what would you like to discuss today? Anything. Oh, you just want to come on to talk. Oh, okay. Well, that's great. Do I have your shoot me an email at, where is it? Shoot me an email, docsreport@fastmail.com. You got a mic and an avatar that's working. I insist on just two things. You have a mic and you have an avatar that works. Okay. You know, I like to keep the standards, have some kind of standards around here. I wish if you would have emailed me at some point, I would have, we could have done a mic check and the whole thing. But shoot me an email. No, he's not after anyone. Good. Okay, good. Can you do a StreamYard send? Yeah, I can. If you got to have an email. I don't want to post a link up here. Then anybody can jump on. And they can, what's the word? They can storm me. They can overload the system. Yeah, I can send you a link. Are you at your PC? You're at a laptop or your phone. You may end up doxing yourself. And I'm not taking a stream down because of that. But, I'll see you backstage and I'll let you know. I won't bring you on immediately. But you have to shoot me an email. Let me check my emails. I gave you the address, right? So we'll wait for a brother Pasta to shoot. Yeah, you got a laptop. Well, send me an email. I'll show it to you again. Where is it? There it is. Water break. Okay, well, I can start the next topic. I think that's the first time, maybe the second time I had a request from you. But you wanted to go after my guest. But this is much better. Check I don't see your email yet, so. All right. Oh, there's the email. I think I got it. Well, something buzzed. What buzzed? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Let me play a little music while I send him a link. Hang on. Okay. Had a little technical difficulty sending that, but I sent it. I just sent it to you. Bill West, Trump. Send me a stream. I did that. No, I did it. I had trouble. See, I'm doing the stream. I have to invite, and then I have to put it in my Apple Notes, and then I have to copy and paste it. I had trouble copy and pasting it, so I sent it to you. So we got 15 people watching. They want to listen. Oh, there you are. There's Pasta, and we're going to add you to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Give a warm Central Florida welcome to Pasta. Pasta, how are you?
Yo, what's happening?
Another day in paradise.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July to you.
Thank you. I worked today. I just got home.
You're a roofer? No, you're not a roofer. You're a framing. You do.
I'm a framer / renovator. We do renovations for interior designers, and then we sub out our work doing work like that. I've been doing it all my life. So
okay. Have you seen the latest photo of Dirk Diggler?
Yeah, dude, I saw him jogging a little bit there.
Here it is. There he is, right there. Doesn't he look like Shemp? A little bit. He's got the haircut.
The hair. It's the hair, right?
It's the hair. Yeah. There was another guy. I'm not a fan of Fat Windbag Ben, and he called him. He has the haircut of the North Korean leader.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
I love Ben. Me and Ben battled in the early days. I'm talking like 5-8 years ago. We battled like nobody's business, and now me and him are friends. Actually, Ben is a very nice person, but that's his shtick that he does. You would get along with him. He's not a bad person at all. So, and he's been around forever. Not that means anything.
Well, there's trolling, there's friendly trolling, and then there's like just outright aggressive bashing. But that was funny.
He's not a basher. He can. It's the borderline. He can get tough with you, but it's only if you don't show respect to him. Him and Three-Hander back in the day were the ones that would come after me. They were relentless, and I wouldn't back down. And finally, me and Ben had a email to break it down to be okay with each other, and Three-Hander just went with it. But it was a battle. I mean, I used to battle Bear in the early days, like nobody's business. It was funny because I would run the Sirocco back in the day, who I really miss, and he goes, "Well, join the Bear banning club. We've all been banned. You haven't made it unless you got banned by Bear," and that was Savron.
Did you know
Sirocco?
I take pride in this. I am the only person that was banned because I would not go on the Archie show. Now I hold that with. I take great pride in that. I wish I.
Yeah,
had that
I would
clip.
too. No, that's a good thing. Yeah.
They gave me a chance to come on, but it's an octagon. Why would I go into an a MMA ring when there's 12 other people in there?
You might have me. You might have me a little bit wrong. You might have me exactly right. You have protected me already. When you have other people on, and I get hot-headed to like, come on, I want to respond.
And that was my first legitimate, outside the Archieverse guest. And I think, then this guy's going to go after him. I can't let him.
And I respect you. I will never do that on your channel. I would never attack somebody.
But you were worked up. He said something. But
I forget what it was. What I don't even remember.
He meant it tongue in cheek. He says, "Oh, you want to have fun?" And then he gave you a shot about something. And give me the link. I'm coming on. I want to come after this guy.
Yeah. So, but yes, I'm all my life. It's not a good thing. I'm a reactor. I'm not a horrible reactor, but if you disrespect me, you have to come at me first. Other than that, I'm the most peaceful person out there. It's not the right thing to do.
Right.
But if you attack me, I'm attacking back, and I'm going to stoop to your level to do it. And that's not the right thing to do. But throughout my life, I've always tried to improve on that. Every day is a new improvement. Yeah. And listen, look what we're in. Look at this universe that we're in. It's crazy. So
are you talking about the Archieverse or the
everything? It's just in general. This whole YouTube thing that we're doing. I love YouTube. I think you like YouTube. I just
yeah,
love.
but once if you got your own channel, your own platform, it's great because you can control things. You can
Yeah, yeah. And listen, your channel has always been a safe haven for me. It's always been a peace zone for me,
Oh,
and
thank
it
you.
brings you down to Zen. You know, it brings you down to just calm a little bit, and that's what your stream
Yeah,
to me.
I don't get tremendous numbers, and I'm not monetized, so that changes things.
But you're doing it because you love doing it. You like what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it is an online community, an online social time for me, and then I get a kick out of putting it up on different platforms and see the numbers that I get and then people give me ideas for other shows. You know,
Yeah.
so
And that's a good thing. And that and listen, you get a lot of respect from some people, and the people that don't respect you, who cares? Because look at this, look at the people that are out there. So,
yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans going on,
and we hide behind YouTube, so all of us, like, who knows what's real, and it's, but
well, I try to be genuine. I hide my
you are,
face because
yeah,
I don't want to end up with a wig on and in a dress because that's what
correct,
they'll do if they get your face.
yeah, no, I agree, So, and then I'm not going after anybody. I'm not attacking anybody. Some guys have attacked me in the past, and then I went after them. But other than that, I don't do that. I don't go after anybody unless they come
Yeah,
after.
and I practice what I preach. I say, well, if you don't like, then because once they know they get you, they're pushing your buttons.
Oh,
then-
sure.
So I say, don't watch it.
It's a good point.
So I won't watch it.
I get, but you're very good at that. I fall for the trap. I go in for the attack after they did it on purpose, and I'm wrong at that, but
Yeah.
I'll do it. So,
And in fact, I'll go on another channel, let's say the Diner, Morty's Diner,
yeah,
and I'll see people putting in comments. I just don't even look at the comments because I'm there to talk to Morty.
and that's a good point too. If you block it a certain way, it's a mindset, and
Yeah.
that's all, and that's it. So how's the hernia? Everything's okay that way, which is great.
Yeah. I was talking about it last night, and Justin Forge up there, he said, that's too much information.
No,
And
listen
I
to the
said
mic mistake is too much information.
My pubic hair started growing over the scar. And then he said, and I'm on that iPad, and I'm done doing it from the iPad, even though I like it. He said, well, that's pubic information. But I read it as public information. But he meant pubic, and so that made it funny, but I missed it.
You missed it, yeah.
So, but you do, when I'm doing all these stretches and that, and I'm on the floor, I do feel like, there's something, but it's not painful. It's just like
It's different. You feel
like a
something.
piece of cardboard has been left in there, or the mesh. Can I really feel the mesh? I don't know.
You probably can, but or maybe not. Maybe it's a psychosis thing too. But either or, I think maybe it's good because then it's there and you realize like, hey, I can't do what I used to do.
And I'm always touching I'm looking for that bulge. I don't because that's going to freak me out because
You're
they say
paranoid.
I'm not paranoid, but if it's like just make sure because
Well,
you
it's
don't,
your
you don't
mindset,
realize
yes.
well you're in framing. You don't most people don't realize everything you do is you're using stomach muscles.
Oh, absolutely.
When I'm doing bicep curls, I'm tensing up my stomach, and it makes it easier doing the bicep curls. And so I don't want because if it does bulge out, then it's harder to.
But that's your mind saying, "Be careful! Warning! Warning! Warning!" It's
And I'm done trying to set records for my age.
you don't have to prove that no more.
I got off lucky. I'd rather have a hernia than a stroke. So
You're alive. Yeah, you don't have a
I
stroke.
don't want
you
to do
have
70
cancer.
push-ups. I
You
don't
had a
want to do
hernia.
100 sit-ups. I'm done with that. So it's just nice and gradual, and I stay with it.
Have you been on your bicycle at all?
Not at all.
No.
I took it for a test run.
But why?
And then I got the hernia.
Oh,
And
but
he
go
told
on.
me-
I think you're gonna.
He told me to stay off it for
Oh,
so many
really?
months. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I think. Yeah. Well, listen. Like you said, everything comes through your abdominal muscles. I mean,
I'll
people
tell you
don't
something
realize.
I haven't stayed off of is the peach brandy. Crappy Morty, excuse me. Morty got into me.
He's vaping.
He really gets upset if I have the cheap stuff, So I guess because I got the money and I don't use. I mean, I'm practical, and I like
Yeah.
peach brandy. If they have it available. They usually only have one brand, so I grab it. So I'm not after a quality brand. I just like the peach brandy. But he gave me some great suggestions, so I'm going to check it out.
Listen, it's like it doesn't matter what age we are. We could be kids at 10 years old or 8 years old, 5 years old, Or we could be 60 or 70 years old. We're still going to bicker with each other like we're best friends yet. It's a cool thing. It's not a bad
Yeah,
thing. It's
and
just fun.
I don't see myself as a 70. I don't see myself as a senior in
And
my
that's a
in
good
my
thing.
head.
I don't think of myself at my age either. At 60, I'm going to be 61 in
I
a
tell you
couple
what
days.
destroyed me. What destroyed me when I was going to the fitness center. A woman opened the door for me. Geez, Grandpa. You know.
Oh,
she was
yeah,
Grandpa.
that gets your ego, dude.
I
Yeah.
was just. I just.
Don't do that. Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I've never. That's only happened one time, but
Oh,
that was
yeah, but
the.
it makes it.
It don't get lower than that. You
You have
know.
a good day, and all of a sudden she opens
So
the door for
Dirk,
you. Like,
you better take care of yourself, Dirk.
I mean, and you saw what I was making comments like, dude, and I like Dirk, but Dirk, come on, man, you're these guys that are in their 50s, and there's a lot of them, not just
He's
Dirk.
52, but you give him credit because he's doing
Yes,
something.
he's trying,
But
Yes.
you can't knock it out in a week.
But it's a lifestyle, correct? You can't knock it off in a week. You got to do it. You have to have a mindset and a lifestyle. You have to do this all your life.
Discipline.
Yes, yes. Not easy, but you have to do it. You know.
But I give him credit for that. And then he came on in the comments and he was giving all what he used to do. I was a wrestler in school.
I was beating
I was
up
doing
on
this.
him.
I was running track. I was running a marathon.
I know.
Okay, that's
but your comment back was funny because you said like, okay.
that was then. This is now. You know.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
it's
I
true.
used to play half court basketball. I used to.
Yeah.
When I was in my 20s, I was so I didn't turn to drugs. I just had to just work out. I was scared, I guess. But I would do an hour and a half of weight training, and then I'd go up play half court basketball for an hour. That was great. And then I could barely walk home, but it was great.
And that's your high. Being in shape and being physically fit is a high. You feel good about yourself. You feel good about the day, and you feel healthy.
And then I pulled up at the credit union, and they were waiting for the doors to be open, so other people were there. And I'm getting out of my car slow, and the guy goes, "Are you okay?" Shit.
Oh,
you know.
yeah, dude, that'll kill you.
But I got to be careful. I had an ACL tear at one time, so it's like
I've had that. My left knee has three surgeries. I need a fourth surgery. I'm not doing it. ACL, the anterior cruciate, the back one, and the two sides. I literally had nothing on my knee left when I ripped it. And
I went on to Mayo Clinic, and they said at first I saw a surgeon, and because I thought I'd get a needle to do the pain, and I said, "Will it help it heal?" And he goes, "No." And I go, "Well, I'll stay with the Tylenol." And I say, "Do they heal?" And he goes, "No."
No.
So I went home and went on Mayo Clinic. Some heal and some don't. So I just prayed that this is the one that, thank God that this is the one that heals. And I just rehabbed it myself. It was painful, but
surgeons are like car salesmen. They'll promise you the world, and everyone has a different technique. And I went to one that I really trusted and liked. I have to say, he did a really good job on my knee because my knee was a mess. I mean, I literally ripped every ligament and muscle on that knee. I had nothing left. They took out my patella. And he was a young guy. The older guys were like, "We're going to do this and we're going to do that. You're going to be great." I'm like, yeah. This guy goes, "Listen, here's the complications. This is what we're going to do." He was a 37-year-old surgeon at the time frame. And he was, the good thing about him was he was physically active as well. So he kind of knew. And
you want a young, fit guy cutting on you, not
I had this 65-year-old guy telling me like his procedure, like, "Okay, when are you signing up for this? We need to see you tomorrow." I'm like, no.
I got a boat payment to make.
Yeah, it's like he was a car. Like, what am I buying a car? No, I'm not coming in tomorrow. This is terrible. And that was a learning experience. I was young at the time. I was in my 20s. I was playing flag football, and I just tore up that knee really bad.
Yeah.
Tore up my shoulder at work. My rotator cuff.
You try to advise guys, but sometimes you can't get through to them. Like Jamie should never. He's not a marathon runner. He doesn't have the shape for it.
You made a great point to Jamie and to Dirk. Like, listen, you're not a marathon runner. Just go for a walk. You don't have to run.
Power walking, just a quick pace.
You can jog eventually, but
you're
not at
that
point
you can sustain over the months.
Yes.
But what he's doing, he's playing Rocky. You can't do that.
No, it does. You'll burn out fast, and you hurt yourself.
Yeah, and I swear, if that, I don't know how long he's been doing that, but if you go in that hard, that fast, like in a day or 2 days,
you won't be able to move because
No.
your body's not used to it.
And then and your body's going to say to you subconsciously, I don't want to do this anymore, because those 2 days that you did it, you went overboard, and you can't do it that way.
Yeah.
It's like your diet. It's the same thing. Your diet.
I have
has
trouble
to be-
walking sometimes because I realize I'm on the treadmill, and it's tilted at like 1 degree. It's 1%, whatever it is, number one. I give
Sure.
myself a little hill, and I realize it's just different muscles. And when I go to walk during COVID, it was different muscles. And even though I did all that treadmill work, it was not going uphill, downhill, and it affected the different muscles on my legs. So I had to get used to that.
My new doctor that I had, because my other family doctor retired because he couldn't stand the system. Loved the patients, but couldn't stand the system that we're in. I have a new doctor now. It's a female. She goes, dude, you have 6 bone spurs. Do they bother you? I said, 2 of them do. 4 of them don't. But I said, let's not talk about the other 2 and I'll be okay. I just can't afford to take the time off to get any
Where
of
do
those
they,
things fixed.
in your legs, or where are they at?
On my feet, which is bad. The one is on my heel. That's the one that bothers me the most. It's on my heel. I feel
Speaking
it.
of my heel, when I sit on the floor, it feels like my heel is separating. I don't know
Well,
what that is.
Yeah,
You know, but I mean, what can you do? I do my stretches and everything else.
yeah.
You're in your 60s, right?
I'm gonna be 61 in a few days.
Oh,
Right.
well, happy birthday.
I don't feel that way though, Docs. I really don't feel like you don't feel 71.
Well, I felt 71 yesterday.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just dragging. But, it's just, okay, you take a day off.
But that's a day. I mean, even when we were 35 or 38 or 40, we felt that way. You could
Yeah.
have a bad day that you felt physically drained,
But I've stayed with it for so long. It's, I
Yeah,
gotta
because
stay with it.
discipline, lifestyle. It's your lifestyle, though.
It's a
And
fitness lifestyle. It's no
Yes.
dieting, and I eat kind of what I want, but I don't have a lot of guys, or not people. Well, there's a segment of the population. They watch the cooking shows. They like to cook, and they like certain foods, and they're foodies, and they're into that. But
that's okay too. But proportions, a lot of times, it's not even the food that they're cooking; it's the proportions that, like, how much are you eating of that?
yeah.
So,
But
And
I
again, it
wanna-
might be some of the
to
things
me,
that they-
food is just energy.
yeah,
Quality, okay, but I don't dwell on it. I get something to eat, unless I like my sweets.
I have but I'm pre-diabetic, so I got to be careful about that. I'm at the biggest weight I've ever been. I'm 242. I want to be down to 225.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot. So
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy for 6.
it's heavy, but I got a lot of muscle mass though too because of my work. I got to keep weight on to lift stuff.
Right.
I want it, but that's an excuse. I could drop down to 215, 220, be strictly
There you go. There you go.
and I still can lift that stuff.
So you've been diagnosed with adult onset diabetes?
Well, my I
close
forget what
to
the number. Yeah, my number keeps going up every time I visit. I do blood work every 6 months because of my blood pressure and my heart. So,
Right.
and she goes, listen, you got to either drop some weight. All my other blood work comes out pretty good. Other than like my one number goes up for forget what it is, but every time I go there, it's like you just drop. You just went above 2 more notches on your diabetic.
How long are you going to keep framing?
I feel good. That's a good question. It's
You
not
need
just
the
me.
income, right? You got to work.
Yeah, it's for income. And the other question is, when do you start to collect Social Security? Do I do it early? You have the argument. Do you do it early to collect that money, or do you wait a little bit later in life and you get a little bit more money, but the government wants you to do that?
See, I
because they
went
think you're
through
going to
that.
die.
So if you're, that's right. It's a
game.
It's a
It's a
game.
gamble.
You're placing a bet.
Yes.
You get an extra 7% a year. If you need the money, then I guess you would take it. But if you don't need the money, I would say put it off.
In my business, I can always get cash jobs. You know what I mean? I can always take cash jobs and then still make a certain amount of money that the government's going to allow me to do. Either way, I'm going to be okay. And I'm not there yet because I like what I do. I get listen, I get drained at the end of the day. I'm physically spent because of the work that I do, but I feel good at the end of the day because I built something. I made something.
Right.
So
Right. Now, there's definitely a benefit to that, and
it keeps me healthy.
even
keeps me-
doing this stream, I at least accomplish something. I make my bed. I get things done. But just to lay around and then it's like, no, you got to You
You got to
do something.
move. Get that blood moving. Get your blood
Yeah.
moving. You know, and people don't understand. Go get your blood work done once in a while. It doesn't have to be all the time. Mine is too much every 6 months, but because of my situation and my problems. But other than that, get it done once or
Well, I worked with somebody. He would not see a doctor.
it's
And his dad was a doctor, but he won't
that's
go to a
crazy.
doctor.
Yeah, and I know people like that too because
Yeah.
it could be politics, it could be something else. It's like, dude, go to a doctor. You got a lump on your back of your neck or whatever. Go see somebody.
Acquired taste is checking out, and he's saying yo to pasta.
What's happening? So
Acquired taste. So, and another thing I like about YouTube, it's global. I mean, people are
yeah,
Australia, UK, Canada, South America, Argentina.
well, Docs, did you grow up as a child watching like normal TV programming? It was set. You know what night would come on and things like.
Yeah, I watched a lot of television. It was Batman and Gilligan's Island. And,
Sure,
and all
those
that
days are
stuff.
gone. And when a YouTube came out, I love YouTube. The documentaries, the stuff that we do with the live streams. I love it. I just love YouTube.
There's so much, and when I buy something, and I know why
Yes.
they're so pissed off at copywriting because you got advertisers there, and if you're looking at a Rolex and somebody's got a copy, maybe I should. It looks you can't tell the difference. Maybe I should get the copy.
Yeah.
But I'll research G-Shocks and folding knives and then make a decision. Oh, here we go. I like this comment. Acquired tastes, spiritually centered globally. And what
That's a
that
good term.
means, you got to have a spiritual path of some kind. And I don't push any religions, but you got to worship the God of your understanding.
I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe a lot. I read the Bible like 3 or 4 times of my situation that I've been in. I love God, and I love the belief that my faith is strong. That I believe in God.
Because the closer you are to God, the closer you are to everything.
Yeah, and He gives us that. Unlike the animal kingdom, He gives us that choice of free independence to make that choice.
Yeah.
But I don't think that doesn't make Him sad. Listen, if you don't choose it, I think we're in His image. If that's the case, then He gets
that
sad.
means a
just
lot
like
of things.
Yeah.
That means a lot of things.
Yeah.
Time Lord Villages filed for bankruptcy. Now, stop that. There's a guy who was, who did I have on here? Let me grab one thing here. This is System of a Clown. The Villages Health System filed Chapter 11. Well, it wasn't the Villages. It was Villages Health System. And I got the bankruptcy, and I'll be talking about it later. But I don't know what his point was putting that up. It's like, are you saying, there's a healthcare crisis here in Central Florida?
He's saying he's an atheist, but spiritually centered. Yeah, you can do that too. It's your mindset, but I believe in God.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. If you're an
You have to
atheist.
believe in something. If you don't have something to believe in or to follow, I mean,
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But today's the 4th, and I don't want to.
No, it's a cool day.
Yeah, it helps because they say, well, you got to. There's that one clip I played on the UFO thing. They're doing the Soul Foundation, SOL. I'm more interested in the Soul, SOUL, but anyway, they call it the SOL Foundation. But he says, gives your life meaning when you have a partner. It's like, yeah, but if you partner with God, you can't do better than that.
Right. And if you partner and you don't get along, then there's not much meaning in that too, depending,
Acquired taste. It's not tough at all. He's an atheist, and he's not tough at all. He can handle anything thrown at him. Okay?
That's good. If he can, that's great.
That's good, yeah. You cannot be broken. You cannot.
Many people can't. And they don't understand why they have depression and other stuff because it's like, listen, we all get depressed. We all have low days and high days, but you got to believe in something. There's a check and balance system. It's just with everything.
I look at it. There's a void that only God can fill it.
Yeah.
The watch is not going to work. Your spouse is not going to work.
Materialistic crap. Yep.
And the weird thing is it's set up, and I didn't set it up this way. You got to surrender.
Yeah.
and then it's fixed, or just for a day. I remember the first time I thought, well, okay, you know what? Okay, for one day there is a God, and it was almost like I sense these internal gears. Instead of we're fighting against it, they came into place.
Because it's now that some would argue this, especially atheists, but we were internally built to believe in our Creator. It was a gift for us. And you felt that. I felt that. And
it was just all of a sudden the gears were meshed up like a transmission. It's always grinding gears, and and all of a sudden for one day I said, okay, all right, let's just say there is a God, and okay, let's say it's in charge. Then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
Felt great.
Yep, I agree.
All right, acquired taste. Why God isn't the leading cult of the living dead? The beast of
He might.
Isn't God the leading cult of?
Might be Satan with him. I don't know.
My God. Why? My God. Okay, here it is. My God isn't the leading cult of the living dead, the leader of the cult of the living dead, the beast of Brisbane. That's right. Good for you. It is a cult. I was kind of pleased that Curly now finally realizes it's a cult. I got a clip from Curly saying it.
But I'm upset with Curly, and I never had a problem with Curly before. Curly went after Jock, and he went after. It's one thing that you
Lux,
can have an argument.
Yeah, I liked when he went. The Lux thing, I could take a clip, but I wasn't going to take a clip of Jock. It was just like,
Listen,
Jock shouldn't have called in anyway. What do you expect? If you get in the MMA ring, you're in there for a fight.
Well, Jock's a fighter, though, so I get it.
Well,
as a fighter and a warrior, listen, I
don't have
the Marines.
to watch it, and I don't have to clip it.
I agree. I joined the Marines in '82. I'm that fighter warrior mentality, and it's just like, dude, you want to battle? Let's battle. And Jock went for it, but like Curly went way out of line with the attacking of his.
Yeah, but did you know before he got on that show, he was fishing.
Yes.
And it didn't work out. It was raining, so he got high. He was bored. And Curly,
right,
when he gets bored, that's dangerous because then he gets on the THC.
Yes.
So that, which I think saved his life because it does mellow him out.
Well, I'm not saying
that's
hasn't.
nothing like if that would have been the old Curly with no THC, it would have been off the charts.
But it was still bad because it's like, dude,
absolutely.
You don't attack his integrity. You don't. I'm sorry, Curly. Who did you go to war for? Whether it was a right war or a bad war, who'd you fight for? Who were you in a foxhole with? Who? It's like, dude, you don't go
push
after
his buttons and you're going to have the explosion.
And he has PTSD. It's like, dude, and that's not fake. It's not something phony. And you went after him as some kind of phony. And it's like, Curly, what did you ever serve? What military? I'm not saying whether you served in the military or not. But you started that battle.
You know who I blame for all of this? I watch Nicholas.
I like
because it's his channel.
You're right. And people went after Nick in regards to Nick needs to have Nick make a stance. You never make a stance, but I like Nick.
Yeah, you don't let two pit bulls. You don't let them in and go after each other. You just but he's doing the Marcelo. He doesn't care. He just wants to get everybody over there.
Well, I think he cares more than Marcelo. I do. I think Marcelo is the one that just is all about money, and I could be wrong. Nick, after he got lambasted a little bit, after said like I should have stopped it. I'm sorry that I didn't. And he felt bad that.
But guess what? He'll let him on again and again and again.
Well, he does. Then fool me twice, fool me three times. That story. But if he doesn't, then like Nick, you did the right thing. Let's hope you made a mistake. Fix it. So
anyway, well, I'm glad you hopped on. Nice to chat with you.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to make some dinner. It's we're both the East Coast, so it's the same time frame. We have Wegmans up here. Wegmans is a New York-based. They have like a really cool cafe kind of style, farmers market style area in their supermarket, which is really nice. And
so you can go in there and eat.
You can eat there, or you can. I went and bought things that you can't normally get at a grocery store. They have an open market, which is pretty cool. You finally experience Wawa. Love Wawa. I'm a construction worker. I love Wawa.
I'm telling you, I was here for 3 years, and I kept driving by it, and I go, I'm not going to go in there and get a burrito and throw it in a microwave. Well, I don't want to go to a gas station. And my neighbor was talking about the Cuban coffee, and how it worked for him. That kind of scared me. So I never. But once I went in there and I said, "What?" And they have touch screens. They're cooking right there in the middle of the thing, and the coffee's great. It's like, oh, man, I'm eating there every morning now.
That's awesome. And listen, they have bad food that's not healthy, but they have very good food that's healthy.
I saw
as well.
one guy walk out with this was breakfast time, a huge, it looked like a sandwich. And I asked the cook, I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "Oh, that's a steak and eggs something." And I go, I'm going to have to try that. But it was gigantic. But I love the dill. I have the dill burrito one day, and the next day I have a sausage with a crumbled or the scrambled eggs.
That's great. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And listen, other places have tried to do that, whether it's some kind of convenience store and stuff. Wawa has really set the tone in the market.
It's a gold standard. Touch screens, they greet you when you go in there,
Private company. I mean, every Wawa is super busy. They could be next to each other and both would be overpacked.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine what they bring in for income. It's outstanding. So.
And they got all this creamer up by the coffee. It's got they make it just for Wawa. They don't. It's amazing. Let's see, what do we got? Acquired taste. Curly went to war with his diet. He lost 468 pounds in a lap. He lost at 146 pounds. He lost at 468 in a lap band. What is this? Is that how you say it? Wegmans?
Yeah, Wegmans.
Wegmans, best grocery in America.
It is it's great. It's a great chain. It's an East Coast chain. If they ever get one in Florida, you'll love it. They really will. So.
Well, we're getting a Costco. I'm waiting for that. It's kind of
Costco for me privately, because I'm by myself. It's too much food, but they have certain things that you can still buy there. Mine's not the closest thing to get there, so it's kind of an inconvenience. But I do like it. I'm a member, but I'm not getting much.
I know they got like a deli, or you can get
rotisserie chickens.
Food.
They're great.
Yeah. In fact, I didn't get the rotisserie. They have another wholesale club here, BJ's.
Yep, we have BJ's here
and they
too.
have the big legs and thighs. It's already been cut up, so I got that.
Yeah. So I'm into the seafood diet right now. Not diet, but all summer so far I've been doing seafood, cod, haddock. I love salmon. I'm a big salmon person. Love salmon. So doing all kinds of stuff like that. Clams, not oysters as much, but things of that. So.
But I get so tired, and it's like I don't really go out. I'm going out by myself. There's a couple at the fitness center. I bought them breakfast up at Wawa. That was kind of fun. But the moment that morning they were there, his mother passed away.
Yeah.
So she was trying to call and couldn't get through to her. So it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
But she was a real trip. He was telling me she was like the rebel, and she'd be taking cigarettes and would hide cigarettes, and she didn't want to go see the doctor. Just trouble. I mean, just putting up a fight on everything. So.
Yeah, some people were raised that way too. It's hard to change it. So.
In fact, it was so strange because she had I don't want to tell the story.
Yeah. Okay.
She's gone. I never.
Yeah. Listen, we're all, like you said, we're all dying. We're all getting there, and it's lost most of my
life is terminal. It's a terminal disease.
Yeah, most of my family is gone. I mean, right now I consider myself a survivor. I have nephew and nieces, but they're doing their own thing. They don't care about their uncle, So it is what it is. I miss my sister. I miss my brother. I miss both my parents have passed. This is it. We're getting close to the finish line. Hopefully, I got a few years left.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think there is a finish line. Not really.
Yeah, I agree too. So
I think it's a portal myself. So it was like.
Well, I think. Listen, you brought up alien life and stuff. Not that it can't happen. It doesn't say that it can't be out there. I think it's more here in Earth. It's a spiritual realm. Obviously, because we have angels and other things. I think there's a huge spiritual realm that we don't know about. That
there is a spiritual anatomy that we have that we don't know of, but it is there, and it's comforting in that sense.
I do agree with that. It's so complex. This Earth is so complex and yet so fragile in so many different ways.
Or it could just be a spiritual penal colony. We have to
You don't know. Yeah.
we have to sort things out, or we got to come back, and then it's all consciousness. We don't know what consciousness is, so it's the
Good
levels of
point. What is
consciousness.
this consciousness that we have right now? Is this real?
Yeah.
Is it just what we're thinking because we see it?
Well, what you think determines your life experience.
Yeah.
You know, you create it. But people don't want to take responsibility for that. Bart Simpson in the house. Today is Independence Day. Hot dogs, apple pie are patriotic choices.
So, but it's good talking to you. I got to run because I got to go meet some friends.
Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad
But thank you for letting me on. I promise you, I will never disrespect you on your stream.
No, I just didn't.
I agree.
I just remember the last time you wanted to get on. I go, uh-oh, who's he going to go after? You know, so I just.
But you protected me as well as you protected your stream. You protected me too because I was hot at that moment.
Yeah, you would have regretted it. Yeah,
and
you would agree.
Dude, you were like my best. You're like my uncle saying like, no, just calm down.
No, you don't want to do this.
I love you. Just stand there. Go. You'll be okay. Just go in the corner for a little bit. And I appreciate that. Thank you. So
you're welcome. All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Pasta making his first appearance on the Doc's report. Now, how do I get rid of that? Don't you just love that plant right there? That's the rain lily, and it blooms only after a healthy rain. And it was just gorgeous. Probably doesn't look that good on my screen, but I look out the window, it is just brilliant. So, more comments. Let's see. Acquired taste, AC3 is garage luxury, sleeping on AC2's couch next to the red Audi. Yeah, but now he's back at his den. I think all his stuff is over there. And I heard somewhere he's going to be going to Sydney. Something's up. You know, something is up. That's reality, the couch. Now, okay. Let's back up on this. Time Lord, do you get wild chickens in the village? No, there's ranches out behind me. So I hear cattle. I mean, not dairy cows, I mean cattle in the early mornings once in a while. And there's also chickens. You know, when you go out here, there's like individual homes and they have chicken coops, you know. But I don't know there's such a thing as a wild chicken. There's grouse out there. Bin chickens. BIN chickens. Yeah, it's beautiful. The lily is just beautiful. And I wanted to stream today because it'll be gone like in a day. 22 people watching. Well, thank you. How many on YouTube? We got 7. So that must be all on X. X and some on Rumble. I don't get that many on Rumble. Now it's 20, so it must be on X. All right, what else are we going to cover? Let's see, what was I showed you Dirk. Let's talk about, and then the village healthcare bankruptcy nonsense. All right, let's talk about that. And this stems from System of a Cloud, was here yesterday. The Village Health System LLC files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Middle District of Florida, that company, first he said breaking news. Well, how is this breaking news? Does it affect you, System of a Cloud? The company's a healthcare business that provides medical services to residents in the villages. Oh my God, the sky is falling. No, it's not falling. Let's look up the Florida State, the business. Okay, it's not the Villages Healthcare Company, because that's active. It's the top one. It's Villages Healthcare Services, LLC. That's inactive. And I have the, what do you call it? I have the document in front of me here. I got to go grab it. The bankruptcy itself. Okay. This is not like United Healthcare going out, filing bankruptcy, or Aetna. I mean, it's again, Villages Healthcare System, LLC. It was filed April 28th, 2021. Well, that was, no, wait a second. Excuse me. This is the license. This is the certificate here of the business. So where's the bankruptcy? Here's the bankruptcy, Chapter 11. Got it right in front of me. And this was filed, it's a 12 pages, was filed, well, again, this is 2021. Or maybe I got the wrong one. He said, no wonder I couldn't find it online. So he gave me a case number. Maybe I got the wrong stuff. Let's start right here. Well, let's show it here. Are you telling me one of the active ones filed? Well, okay, I got to do more research now. I have to do more research. Made a mistake. That's what happens when you're in the breaking news business. You get it wrong sometimes. So I'll have to skip that. Acquired taste. Happy Meal is not happy. No, I discussed this earlier. I watched it, the first stream he put up. It was around the 39-minute mark, and I go, what is? They're going at each other, Curly and Babbling Baba. So I came back. I reeled it back, and there was the problem that he timed out somebody or something, and then they got into it. Then he just stopped the stream. But then I came back later, and he started a new stream. But I wake up in the morning, and they're both gone. So who knows? Skippy and Daphne won't move to the villages now. Listen, the villages. I had a website. I mean, they advertised that. I mean, you can go to the ER room on your golf cart. I mean, there's the largest community of elderly, and they have money. Of course, you're going to have health care here. You're always going to have health care here. But now I got the wrong. I have to do more research because he gave me a case number. I guess I got to look up that case number. They need good health care. Well, yeah, we all do. When you need it, you need it. Doesn't matter how old you are, but when you reach a certain age, and since we're on this topic, and I was thinking about this, the perfect time for me to go is when I want to be 92. I'm going to set a goal. I want to be 92 because Central Florida has a total eclipse. I want to be down to my last bottle in the cabinet here, finishing up my last bottle. I want to see the total eclipse, and then film, and then walk away, and then boom, that's it. Go right on the spot. And I used to think dying in bed was the best way to go. Now I don't think so. When they wheeled me into the operating room, that's the time to go. That was I didn't feel anything. They give you a med. I wasn't anxious. And I didn't know what was going to happen, really. And the Verisep or something they give you pre-surgery, and if you close your eyes just for a second, you're out, kind of. But I was forcing my eyes open all the time. But that's the way to go. You're just gone. Don't feel anything. All right, I'm glad you stopped by because I think I got the wrong company here. You think it's the fourth one. Okay, then I screwed up because I searched Village's health system. The only bankruptcy I could find is the 2021. So are you saying the 1, 2, 3 for the Village's Health System LLC? I guess I got to do another search. I'll be back. Because the bankruptcy I'm looking at is 2021, so that wouldn't be breaking news. No, this is when they filed. So maybe it doesn't take 4 years to finalize a bankruptcy, does it? I don't know. But anyway, the one I looked up, the one I have today, they're in, the kind of work they do is regenerative medicine, which focuses on using the body's natural healing capabilities to repair damaged tissues and reduce pain. So maybe they just weren't getting coverage for that, But the big carriers. I mean, I got Medicare, United Healthcare, PPO. So I got plenty of doctors to go to and specialists. So I can't imagine there's a crisis, but I think it's the fourth one. Now he says the third one. It's the only one. I search for Villages Health Care. Okay, that's Villages Health Holding Company. I'll try to find it again on the bankruptcy court. Okay. So scratch that. This is a story in the process. But system, you came at it like it was breaking. Can you send me the news article? I mean, I even searched the news articles, and there's nothing in the news about it. I don't think it's that big of a company. You know. An acquired taste. Docks ends with a Springbank single malt. Could be. But I kind of like to. But I don't. It's a gamble. I'll have a drink, but I don't want to leave the good stuff behind because I thought I was going to retire on a certain date, a certain month and year. It wasn't up to me. The company closed up. So I don't really want to be hanging on to the good stuff. So I really should be working the good stuff first, coming out of that. But I'll get to it, And now, now we'll get to the next topic, which is the brandy. It sounds like I got to make room in the locked liquor cabinet hang on, let me get rid of this. I got to make room in the locked liquor cabinet for brandy. So, I guess I could put the brandy in the top cupboard in the kitchen, but I'd rather lock it up. Filing is July 3rd of this year. Okay, then I got the wrong one. Then I'll search for that. I'll get back to everyone. Docs, the bankruptcy doesn't affect your medical? ? I believe there's a problem in all 50 states. Medical companies are laying off employees in most states. Okay, things change. People lose jobs. There's turnover. I haven't seen doctors, I have a doctor here and then she decides to move somewhere else. It happens. I haven't been denied any medical coverage but that's another incentive to have a fitness lifestyle, to stay healthy. AC acquired taste. AC3 filed for moral bankruptcy the day he left his first wife and kids for a mistress in Thailand. No, he just ran. I'm not sure about the mistress in Thailand, and he did that, and then he did it a second time. And I think he's always fiddling around over there. I think he's still working the dating sites because then he'll go, oh, excuse me, I got to take this call. So he's either talking to Dave the super collector, who I think he's looking to unload something, the 9-year-old, to get more funds, or somebody answered the dating site. A link you can email it to me. No, I'm the only one that can post a link, but you can email it to me. Here, write this down. Docs report at fastmail.com. Okay? Shoot me a link to the news article. Because I swore when I did a search on the bankruptcy court, that's the only Village Healthcare that came up for Central Florida. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Jump out a window? Bart Simpson, there were news reports yesterday that Del Monte, the canned food giant, filed for bankruptcy. Okay. All right. That happens. Thank you. I will email you. All right. Oh, good for him. A Time Lord, could he move around and everything? That's great. Time Lord, my dad never worked out and lived to 92, but he did skip breakfast and was into fasting, so he kept his weight down. Obesity kills. Good for him. All right, next topic. And this will be on brandy, so this is what I'm going to be doing. Mortimer was in the chat yesterday, and he was quite disgusted that I was having B and J, is it B and J peach brandy. And I heard him a little bit last night. He says, only the brothers, he was checking out one time when the black one behind the counter told him, yeah, this is what the brothers drink, on the other side of the track. So he was disgusted I was drinking that. So he made a recommendation, which I should bring that up. I should bring that website up. Here we go. Funador Brandy, the first Spanish brandy. Let's go to the website. Okay, accept all cookies, collections, Fundador. I mean, they don't make just one brandy. They got a whole, oh no, here we go. Are these all brandies? It doesn't say brandy. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Ultra smooth. I'm looking for something. Anyway, hang on. I gotta check my mail. Okay, well, it says the Villages TVH announces strategic restructuring, agrees to be acquired by Central Well. All right, well, that's good. They didn't say, it doesn't mention bankruptcy. So they're being acquired. And usually people do lose their jobs when they get acquired, the support staff, anyway. Okay, that's for another show then. Thank you. So I did my research, but Fundador, the one they have in stock is the Double Light at one store. And at another store, they have something else. They have, what is that one? Let me, hang on. I got to go to another liquor store. They have, let's see, they have sherry cask. Sherry cask. So I gotta figure out which one I want. Now, when I go to these liquor stores, they have a section where they have 50 milliliter bottles you can buy sometimes. So I'll buy a, if I can get them, a bunch of them. So there's a Double Light, and then there's a sherry cask. So I'll probably get the sherry cask I'm thinking of, but we'll see. But I do appreciate his help on that. And I also found, but I like peach. So at the Total Wine and Liquor, they got the XXL sweet peach. Now I'll get the small bottle. This is $3.75, the mill. That's a smaller bottle. And not only that, but they make they make all these flavors. They got black cherry, blackberry, mango, guava, but I want the peach. I like the peach. So there's another one here. VSOP, Crimson Reserve. It's imported brandy, but it's peach. So this one I'll definitely buy. And also the Double XL, the $3.75. And the one I'm really looking forward to is The Stella Rosa, product of Italy, honey peach. Those I will buy. And I'll buy I told him I'd try it out, the Fundador. Again, the double light, I'll have to ask at Total Wine. Because there's another liquor store like a couple blocks away, and it's the sherry cask. So I could get either one of them. So now I guess I'm going to have, and this brandy bottle, the one I got, the B&J, is going to be, it's almost out. So I got to get some for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, December, that kind of thing. If anybody has any experience with those, let me know. Yes, I did get your email. Thank you. But if you want to look for bad news in the world, you're always going to find it, right? Said, well, I don't have that clip. Bill West, Trump said wanting illegal aliens, farm and hospitality workers deported is far right. Well, you got to start with the criminals. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree on that? You got to get the criminals first. I did see him eating cheese. I didn't know. I know he likes his cheeseburgers. Trump eats 2 double cheeseburgers and 2 fish fillets with a chocolate shake, over 3,000 calories. I would probably get sick eating McDonald's. He's got to hang in there. You got to hang around. I'm getting the feeling Trump will turn on his MAGA base before he... Oh, I don't think so. No. You can't please everyone. You just can't. Well, let's go back to the brandy and Morty's suggestion here. I did find a clip, and this is the sherry cask. And I'm a value shopper, so let's hear what she has to say.
Bills and need to take out a second mortgage. If you would like to try these, they're much better for you than crisps. Really good nibbles when you're drinking. Mixed nuts, almonds. You can get these from Lidl's. They're £1.69 each this week. And face it, where else are you going to get 200 grams of almonds or almonds to nibble? I mean, look at this. Whoa, look at that. Real treasure. Lovely. Now, I know you want a bargain, so this is the ultimate best quality, best value golden spirit you can buy this winter in a British shop. It's Fundador Sherry Cask. You're going to get 1 litre. I got this one from Asda and it was 17 quidders. And just look at the colour on that. Whoa, this is a nice Edinburgh Scots crystal glass. I broke my last one and this was end of line. I was so happy. Honestly, I felt like an angel had sent me a special little miracle. And that's pretty much what I feel like when I drink this as well. We're talking toffee, bit of banoffee, and those nice notes you get when you're just sitting around doing nothing on a hot day on a Kentish beach. Beautiful. It's the kind of thing you can imagine people drinking in the Spanish Main. You know, when they was on the Armada trying to sack Britain, they got a long way, didn't they? Feckers. I've never really liked the Spanish since 1588, but I must admit they do a damn good fine brandy sherry cask, sherry brandy. Pardon my spelling. So, don't say I didn't tell you. Get this, it's nice. Get them nuts, they're good for you. Right, excellent vitamin E for your skin. And not only that, but if you do what Lady Feck says and get yourself a camping stove and 16 gas bottles for the total cost of 67 quid, you won't have those big bills come Easter and you'll be able to drink twice as much. Fundador. Just saying.
Sound advice, huh? Sound advice. I guess I'm going to get the sherry cask. She sold me. So I guess I'm going to have a single malt collection with some brandy thrown in. Thank you, Morty. I'll let you how. And I'll tell you what, if that Fundador really turns me on, like that's the best, I guess I'm going to have to super chat him a finder's fee. I'll do that. Not $200. I'm not going to send him $200. All right, we're caught up on the comments. 1 hour, 21 minutes. I'd like to thank Pasta for coming on. I don't know if that's about all I got. Covered the digital, the banking, digital currency, central bank digital currency. Trump definitely, he's against that. And I gave you the Mark Carney. And we briefly went through I'm definitely going to buy this one, the Stella Rosa, the honey peach, because I want the peach. And Fundador, I don't think they make. It's just a quality brandy, but it's not peach. So, but I might like it. It may knock the peach off the pedestal. And I'll get the sherry cask, and I'm going to try this one, just so I can have some peach. And again, if they come in the 50 milliliter bottles, I'll buy those. Then I get a taste of it, right? And the double extra large, the sweet peach. 2 comments. I know. I mean, that's his call. I thought he, when you purchase something, you made the decision, but he spoke to a medical professional, which, I should have done it in the first place. That's the move. He's going to be, Morty's Diner will be THC free zone. Morty giving away his THC, yep. So he's not going down the path. Because most of the guys using THC, they're not doing them every 2 weeks. They're not doing twice a month. You know that, and I know that. It's a lifestyle. It's a THC lifestyle, which I am against. Yeah, the honey does look good, doesn't it? It's kind of a little more money, but product of Italy. But I never, when I go into I'm just shopping and there's like a liquor store attached to the wholesale club. I never see this. It's just a common brand of, I don't even see peach brandy. So when I come across it somewhere, whether it's a Hiram or a B&J, then I'll buy it because it's peach. I want the flavoring. But I'm going to give it a try. And of course, the Fundador. I'm going to go with the sherry cask just because of that woman. She sold me. All right, we're going to push it to 1 hour, 30 minutes. I did Playboard last Sunday. That's not going to be a weekly thing. I'm going to do it I'll do it twice a month. In fact, not tomorrow's Whiskey a Go-Go, but I already did it last Sunday. But going forward, so next Whiskey a Go-Go, I will do it. So you'll get it twice a month, but I'm not going to do it weekly. And it'll be easy for me. I'm going to do the same format that I did on Sunday. But if you go to Sunday, you can see it. It will be part of the show, but it's going to be 2 weeks. To remind me, I'll just incorporate it into my Whiskey a Go-Go. And Acquired Taste agrees to that. You know what? That's pretty catchy. I may have to use that. Thank you. Playboard a go-go.
How dare you! How dare you!
We gotta go for. We gotta go for. Will not tolerate infestation.